Hey guys, today I want to give you an update on where I'm up to with my crypto portfolio. It's safe to say that this year has been a wild ride for crypto. There's been ups, there's been downs, there's been new all-time highs, there's been Doges, there's been Shibas, it's been a bit all over the place. But I'm glad to say that now I've fully recovered from where I was before the crash and I'm in a really great place and I'm looking to add to my crypto portfolio. I have to admit, I did take a bit of a step back from crypto because with the whole thing with Doge going on, it did seem like whatever Elon Musk tweeted had such a huge impact on the market. I didn't really like that and I didn't think it was really sustainable. So now it seems a lot of the hype has calmed down, a lot of maybe the new investors have moved away and the long-term holders and people who are truly interested in crypto are getting involved. So it seems like a really nice time to start investing and building up my portfolio once again. So I'm going to talk about my strategy, show you exactly what I'm holding and what my plans are going forward. And for those of you who might be new to the channel, on this channel, I document my whole journey into building a £1 million portfolio, which is currently about 12% complete. So if you haven't already, subscribe, stick around and follow the journey. I'm going to be aiming to build up this crypto portfolio quite significantly and adding to it on a regular basis. So let's talk about my crypto strategy. What's my plan and what am I trying to do? Well, there's really 4 things that come into play. The first is I'm only buying coins that have a really solid foundation and good reasons to buy. And what I mean by that is, well, I want coins that I can hold for the long term, that have got really good reasons why they're going to grow and they can have viable, practical cases for use in the future. Because that's what we're moving towards, this kind of cryptocurrency that you're going to be able to buy, sell and trade and actually use, which is very important. I'm also going to be keeping an eye on the ones that I'm holding, taking a look at when they dip, and I'm going to be buying more in, so I'm going to kind of average down and buy on down days. That way I'm getting the coins at a discount and over time that's going to give me more profit. And third, I'm not going to be paying much attention to crypto news, and I think this is a really important thing to note. Actually, if you take a look at most crypto YouTubers, they make videos on a daily basis. And a lot of the time they're clinging onto straws to find news to promote. And this kind of news can push you into making decisions that otherwise you just wouldn't have made. So I'm not going to pay too much attention to that. I'll pay attention to the main crypto news, which is really important, but I'm not going to get caught up with any of this kind of hype and things people are just kind of making news about for the sake of it. And fourth, as I'm sure you can guess, I'm not going to be jumping on any coins that are kind of this hyped, pumped up thing, such as Shiba or Doge, as anything like that, because we've all seen what happens with that. I took a gamble on one coin that Andre Jip promoted, which took me from $600, which I've now cashed out at $200. So yeah, I'm pretty much done gambling on coins. So solid, good coins with a genuine reason that we can hold long term. So I'm sure by now you've noticed there's a sponsor for this video, which is CoinJar. And I was really lucky because I did the video on the best FCA compliant companies and they were in my top 2. They really liked the video and they reached out to ask if I could make a couple of videos for them. Now the good thing about this is our first sponsor and it's the first one I've accepted because I'm actually going to use them. I'm not willing to take on any sponsors that I'm not going to use and are kind of these pump and dump coins, which believe me, I've had a lot of and I won't promote them. So there's some really good reasons to use them. You're charged a 1% fee for crypto, a 0% fee for depositing, which is fantastic. They are that FCA compliant and approved. They have an exchange which pretty much rivals Binance, which is fantastic if you're worried about fees. The interface is good and they have a crypto card coming soon. So you'll actually be able to use the crypto that you deposit. So a huge thank you to them because it really lets me spend more time on content for you guys and helping the channel grow. I'll leave a link down below if anybody's interested, but I'll do a full review on those later. So with that being said, let's dive straight into my portfolio and show you exactly what I'm holding. So my portfolio is currently at £1,144 and that's made up of a couple of different coins. So let me mention those, tell you my reasons and give you a bit of news around each coin. So the first coin I'm holding is Bitcoin, which comes in at £122. So my reasons for holding Bitcoin, it's really the daddy of all coins and it's where it all started. I believe anybody who's got a crypto portfolio should have some Bitcoin, even if it's a small amount. And most big investors will have the majority of their holdings in Bitcoin. Bitcoin, for the most part, seems to really be the dictator for the whole market. When Bitcoin's up, everything seems to be up. When Bitcoin's really down, everything seems to be down. The other thing is that Bitcoin is likely going to be the most widely adopted. What I mean by that is most big companies adopting cryptocurrencies are likely going to take on Bitcoin first, as it's the biggest and it's become a household name. In fact, a lot of people will say, are you holding Bitcoin? Wow, have you seen Bitcoin? Are you holding it? They don't even know other cryptocurrencies exist. The other thing is eventually all Bitcoin will be mined So there's going to be less coins available eventually, which is going to hopefully drive the price up. So that's why I think it's a really good long-term option. In terms of news, Coinbase has announced it's investing 500 million into Bitcoin along with some other cryptocurrencies, which is fantastic news. Also, PayPal UK have announced that they're supporting Bitcoin, which is a really fantastic step. The next holding I've got is Ethereum, which is currently at £279. I have to admit I'm a bit of an Ethereum fanboy and I really like the coin. In terms of my reasons, Ethereum has pretty much always been the number 2 coin, which in a race I think it's always great to back number 1 and back number 2. The creator is pretty much a genius. I think he's very switched on and he's kind of ahead of the curve. He's very aware of what the platform needs, its downfalls and how to improve them. Now I know some of you will say he's not a genius, but to me he's a really clever individual. To create Ethereum at such a young age is actually mind-blowing to a normal person. For developers you might think it's easy, but for me it's really impressive. Ethereum's also predicted to hit some crazy numbers. People are throwing around all sorts of numbers up to 10,000 and more. I'm not going to say exactly what it's going to hit because that would be just feeding you lies, but I think it's really going to go up in the future, so it's definitely a great one to hold. And there's also the launch of Ethereum 2.0, which is going to solve a lot of the problems that Ethereum has. Now next up in my portfolio is Litecoin, and I think Litecoin is a really underrated coin. As for my reasons for holding Litecoin, well, it was designed as a lighter version of Bitcoin, with much lower transaction costs and it's much faster. So I think it's really underrated. It's actually grown really popular on the dark web because it's really fast and cheap to send money. Now I think the really good thing about Litecoin, which isn't really mentioned, is it is really accessible. Litecoin is actually on a lot of the main platforms. So it's on PayPal, it's on Robinhood, it's on Revolut, and it's actually on over 15,000 marketplaces, possibly even more than Bitcoin. So it's almost a household name. A lot of people who've heard of Bitcoin have also heard of Litecoin. And it's also just been added to PayPal UK, which is fantastic news for the coin. It's also going through an update called MWeb, which is being launched in October 21st. I'll leave a link down below if you're interested in that because it's quite a detailed upgrade. But essentially it's going to be the biggest upgrade to Litecoin so far. It's also worth mentioning I do have some cash on my account. I have £300 and I also have about £140 in Tether, which is essentially a stable coin. And what I'm using those two for, on down days I'm going to buy more coins with that. So I've already got the money in my account ready to go. And I think that's really valuable. You should always have some money to buy the dips. Now the next one I think is quite interesting. On CoinJar I have the ability to buy bundles. Now bundles are kind of a group of coins pulled together and you can buy them, and essentially you're splitting your money across a few different coins. Don't worry if you're not using CoinJar, you can kind of replicate this by buying the coins I bought. So I've actually gone for the green bundle. And what the green bundle is it's essentially energy efficient cryptocurrencies. So within there you've got Ripple, you've got Stellar Lumen, you've got EOS and you've got Algorand. Now what these essentially are is they use much less energy to produce than Bitcoin. And what these essentially are is cryptocurrencies that use far less electricity to produce. So the difference between something like EOS and Bitcoin is actually enormous. And this is actually up 236% in the last year. I know all cryptocurrencies are crazy numbers, but bear with me on this one. I think there is a growing trend for green investments, with a lot of the other investing apps promoting as green, and a lot of people are becoming much more aware. So I think as more people get into crypto and they're going to be buying it on a regular basis, and if they're interested in climate change and the environment, and they're going to start looking as more news comes out as the energy consumption, which a lot of people don't realize, I think it's only going to drive the price up and more people are going to be interested in buying those kind of green currencies. So I think that one's a really interesting option and something I'm really looking forward to seeing where it goes. Now I have to give an honourable mention to one I don't have in CoinJar, which is my Cardano. And the reason for that is I'm going to be staking my Cardano in Kraken. Now the reason I'm interested in Cardano is they are focused on smart contracts, which are a really great concept. And they're going for that along with Ethereum and Polkadot. Cardano look like a fantastic long-term prospect because they've got a really great development team and they're really switched on and adding some fantastic features and solving real problems. It's recently hit an all-time high because it's been teased the release of the smart contracts, which is what everybody's looking forward to. And there's some fantastic price predictions for the future. A lot of people are aiming towards that $10, but I don't want to settle on a figure again, but I think it's going to definitely go up in the future. So now you've seen my portfolio, let me talk to you about my plans for the future. So my plan is to keep these coins and hold them long term. Now if I see any other projects come up, I'm going to buy into those too, as long as they meet my criteria. If there's some crazy good days, I might take some small profits and add to my other balances and keep them as cash. And also if there's going to be some down days that are quite bad, because I do keep track of the down days, which I'll show you later, but I'm going to buy more cryptocurrency on those days when it's down, because I think that with crypto it's your real opportunity to make money. Buy it when it's cheap and sell it when it's high, because it really is a wild ride. I'm also going to be staking my cryptocurrency, so I'm going to be staking some Cardano. I'm also going to stake Polkadot because that's a really great project. I'm also going to be investigating some Ethereum staking for 2.0. I'll do a video letting you guys know exactly how I do it, and I'll show you how I get on and what my results are. So I hope you found this update useful. If you'd like to see more of these, please let me know in the comments down below and smash that like button to let me know. And as always guys, don't get sucked into these hype coins, buy good, valuable coins and hold them long term. And I'll see you guys in the next video. 'Cause I just wanna see the light.